Call to order the regular council meeting of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dr. Raglan, the sixth day of December, 2023 at 7 p.m. Roll call, Councillor Banks.
Yes.
Councillor Capel. Here. Councillor Keller.
Here.
Councillor Kwan.
Present.
As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. We are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. A resolution that we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dr. Raglan, adopt the agenda as amended to include the staff report for the Four Seasons request for proposal item 11.4, a staff report for compensation and pay equity review quotes, and two additional items enclosed, one under subsection 239 2B and one under subsection 239 2D. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments, questions? None of them. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Does anyone have a disclosure of pecuniary interest for anything that's on the agenda tonight?
Yes, I do. Number 11.2 has to do with the tax credit for the fire department, going from $3,000 to $10,000.
Okay.
Since it's a monetary subject, I should declare.
Will be filed. The mayor's address. Month of November was really busy. I attended 9 meetings in November and 4 community functions. Kevin made it up to the rec meeting we held with the people that had applied to be on the rec committee. We do have a rec committee with 5 members on it. We have a chairperson who is Diane Newman, a treasurer who is Melody Woodry, and the secretary is David Ryan. We will be advertising to see if we can get more members for the committee, because with 4 members, you don't really have a very big group to be able to do a lot of stuff. So it was nice that they let their names and.
Yeah, it's really good of them to do that, and
Yeah.
the hope is growth now.
Yes, and their next meeting will be on the 16th of January.
Correct.
As we're into December and we're approaching the Christmas season, I'd like to wish all of our staff a very Merry Christmas and thank you for your support and your commitment to our organization over the past year. I'd like to also thank members of council and wish you a Merry Christmas, and to all of our residents of our township of Brunel and Dr. Raglan, have a very safe, happy holiday with your family. And you also. Thank you. And that's about all I have to report. December's really slowed down. There's not a lot happening this month, which is kind of nice. Delegations under presentations, we have Bill Musko. Bill, could you take the chair up there, please?
I see those. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we do need help there, you know, this is all about plowing and sanding and everything else. And we have insurance on that building
Yes,
for anybody to come in, sand, you know, plow and whatever.
yes,
So, I can't see why there's a problem with that plowing now. So Julia and I have talked over this now, and this is what we put together, and we're trying to explain how good that all does for everybody in the community.
yes.
And
And
you know that yourself.
I know that myself. The problem with us is that it is private land. It's owned by a private group. And that's where our insurance is giving us the problem. If it was like public land of the township, we wouldn't have a problem. But it's the same as us if we went to plow at the Fish and Game Club or if we went to plow at the Lutheran Church and shoot. Our insurance won't cover us. And we have a letter to that effect.
Well, this is what I'm trying to explain, that the whole community uses it.
Yes,
And then like even for funerals and stuff like that, we put all that on for lunch, everything. And we're gonna have to close the Washington down for the winter because we're running out of money. There's not enough money in repairs and everything else. And we talked about that too.
I understand that.
But
And we fully-
what we're asking mainly, if the township could fund us some more money and we can hire somebody to do that plowing and
Okay.
sanding.
Okay, that's something that we can deal with. That's a legitimate request that we
Yeah.
can discuss. Because, the plowing on that land, we cannot do, and that, unfortunately, we cannot. And the only reason it was done in the past is because it was news to us last year that it was done. It was known by a few people and done, and that was it. But, I don't know how council feels, but we can, surely deal with that request for more funding when we have come into our budget discussions next.
We got over 70 people coming to the seniors lunch alone for Tuesday.
Yeah, I know, it's a,
We're just running out of room too.
Yeah.
Tables and chairs and everything else.
yeah,
Bill, do you have a number in mind? of
That's what I was just
increase?
Well, we do get $3,000 from you, but then we pretty well give it back to taxes.
Yes.
At least half.
So
yeah,
if we could get maybe another 3,000 or something like that, it would help. There's not really a lot to ask. Everything is so expensive now.
yeah.
Everything got up in prices there, but we don't want to shut that place down. Everybody loves going there. We have
Well,
70 some people that have been there.
It serves a great, service in our community, like,
Yeah.
just, to have it, and it's not just our little community of Brunel and Lindop. I mean, there's people coming from Barry's Bay and those places for the seniors lunches. Now, I do understand you do get paid rent for the community center for the seniors lunches from CRC.
Yeah, that helps. with
Yes, and
the-
that helps.
The hydro and everything too, right?
Yeah,
Do you have someone that you could hire to stand though?
Right
Right.
now, we have some.
The sand, no, we haven't got anybody to sand.
No,
We have somebody
it's
to
sand.
plow.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But I was wondering, maybe I could ask David if he's sent it, or David Harris.
yeah, because he has a sander.
But he's not gonna do it for nothing.
No,
He's got to pay too. No, I understand.
I was just wondering if you could, for my benefit, if we could put a bit of a, like a budget together, what we think it might cost for the winter, that would help us, if you guys could kind of come up with a number. That's why I was asking about the sander, who could you hire with the sander, because it's an area that needs a sander on the back of the truck.
Well, there's another thing on here too, about our washrooms too, like it's supplies, paper towels, then we're there every day. It's either Marilyn or I or somebody down there every day to make sure they're clean. And swept, you know, and sanded by the doors and everything and whatever. I was sanding with a pail there 2 hours the other night, so I could play bingo.
Yeah,
I had a couple of pails of sand, I did the whole parking lot, took me over 2 hours.
well,
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's understandable.
If you could come, you probably will know within the next few weeks, or maybe you know already what it's gonna cost you for snow plowing and that this winter. If you could give us that figure?
It just depends, you don't know, because every year is different.
Yeah,
So far, I know I plowed myself,
I think it was over $800 last year. that it
Yeah,
cost
okay.
us. And that was just the plowing, that wasn't sanding, it wasn't sanding or anything, right? So,
and we'd like to get some help for the supplies for the washrooms there, because we're getting a lot of people coming in and using that, and it's bringing a lot more people into the community. You know, it helps our store, and it helps the chip truck, you know. Last year, we had a bunch of motorcycle people that tour all through there, they phone us up and they say,
yeah,
it's all open, we use the wool, we just love it because we go from here and they go up through Holy Mountain all over and make it sound good.
oh, I've seen there like
Yeah,
10, 15 motorcycles
Do
sitting.
you know what you spend on supplies for the washrooms?
pardon?
You know-
I can get an idea.
Something to go monthly.
Yeah, you could give us
Yeah.
a number.
Yeah.
And right now, our taps are broke down.
Well, they
While
were,
they're
but
leaking and
they're-
everything else, we put new kits in them, whatever, so. We can get new taps and they're expensive. They are.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They're about $500 a tap.
well, cause you need something that is with a motion thing or a shut off or something, so they're not gonna leave them running all the time, right?
Yeah, the motion would be probably your best.
Yeah, I mean, the one we've got in there now, it kind of, it's like on a timer and it stops, but it doesn't last. It's not gonna last. They're, like
Yeah,
I
the
say,
mechanical, we push down and then back up, yeah.
yeah, the insides have been replaced 3 times on each tap.
You have that commercial.
Yeah, that's-
Commercial product, that's expensive, but that'll
the
last.
minimum price I can find is $540 for
Yeah.
one. So,
No, the commercial stuff is
Yeah.
what you would need to keep you from always having to replace the inside parts.
yeah.
We had problems with the plumbing that froze there the one year, so.
So we have a heater in there now.
Marilyn and I put one of those heaters in there, what infrared heater.
Yeah.
Which is working, you have it in the men's washroom because that's where it froze along that side.
Yeah.
And,
It hasn't grown legs yet. so
Right.
We're lucky.
if he would have finished the damn hall the way it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
but he walked out on us.
Yeah.
And that cost us,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it was $7,000 to get it finished. And we're still not finished because we need a couple more heat vents put in there. He only put 2 in.
One
which
in
he
each
should have been
bathroom.
4. We wanted one above every bathroom, you know? Well,
alright,
and another thing. We were accused of mismanaging the money for that.
it
By
was,
from here,
well,
it went in the paper and it said that we mismanaged the money for the funding for the washroom.
and we didn't have
And we didn't have the money,
you know,
and if they wouldn't have paid them, I don't know who was in the office at the time. Wouldn't have paid them, we could have got the job finished, because we would have held the money back till it was done.
well, I don't think there's really,
But we didn't get an apology for that or nothing, but it went in the friggin' newspaper, that's what pissed us off.
yes, and I think
And that wasn't fair,
we've dealt with that in the past. I mean, I don't.
never ever got an apology.
Well, we apologize for that to you now, okay? And, oh, that's something. I don't think there's too many here that was here at that point in time, maybe Sheldon.
Yeah.
Were you here on this?
Let's see.
And that would have been, yeah, Michelle is gone. And, yeah, and we apologize for that, but we can't go back and fix
Yeah.
Yeah.
problems of another
Yeah, from the past.
time in the past.
Yeah.
We can only worry about it moving forward, and that's what we're here to do, is to move forward. So if you can get us some idea of costs and get it to Virginia or Tammy.
Yep.
And we'll have it when we go into our budget process, okay?
Not a problem. And when is that? When do we have
And
that?
we'll start in January, I guess, sometime. I don't know if will we be having a meeting in January?
I think we probably could.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see if I can.
And I wanna thank Iris for, let us use the Fish and Game Club for our hunter supper when we had that problem
Yeah,
there with the meter
yeah,
burning up on.
yeah, you're very.
That was a big
fortunate.
help, I really appreciate that. I want to bring that up.
Yeah,
I have another issue. We can get off this now, probably.
yeah,
And then because I don't want to hold it here too long. Before we moved there, I've been after down here for, I think it's 16 years now. To see if we can get the road chip and dipped or something better on it, because it turns into mud and. Well, Kevin drives up the road too, and he knows it gets pretty rough at times. And, how it seems like every other road getting fixed with ours, we have 1 kilometer road and we get over 30-some people, taxpayers on that road. It's only a 1 kilometer road, chip and dip or so. And another thing, after that, it's the rentals down there, we have rentals on the road. And they're just a pain in the ass. There's 5 or 6 dogs yapping all night long, and then they're screaming and yelling, and then they're doing this and doing that, and then they got blow-ups out in the lake there, there's gotta be 6 or 7 of the darn things floating around out there. And they say, I always ask for tax reduction, and they tell me, oh, look at the view you got, you live on a lake, you know, I don't like the view we got now. So, why is there rentals? I was told, when I first bought it out here, that
It was a private lake and there
the
was.
private lake and there'd be no, public access. And something to do with no rentals, because I heard back then, somebody was talking about maybe putting a campsite in there over on the other side of the lake, and we kind of had something about that.
well, unfortunately.
So I don't know why there's rentals there, why were they allowed to come in, why were they allowed?
Well,
Because I was told, no.
Well, I don't know. We don't have anything to say that if you own your property that you own now, and you decide you wanna move somewhere else and.
I don't, I moved.
No, but if you did, and you
Yeah.
wanted to rent your place with Airbnb or Vrbo, there's nothing we can do about it.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing we can do about it.
There is talk about it.
They're running a business there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
That's the thing, but.
There's talk within the province, I know enough
Yeah.
municipalities have complained and I think they're trying to look at ways of regulating, of course. The stick moves pretty slow on
That kind of
that
thing,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
You don't want to be calling the cops all the damn time to come up there, you know?
And
And
then
they go up the roads, they been there, they got 6 or 7 dirt bikes up there.
Yeah.
They're going down that road about 100 miles an hour. I've almost had, but if you would own apartments at times, but, it's just crazy.
I,
If that road was chip dipped and paved or something like that, they wouldn't be there. And they can't go in the bush much anymore because they're going on people's private property, everybody's posting up there now.
yeah, it is a problem for the residents, and I understand that, it's just. Unfortunately, we don't have the control of it.
When I first moved here, there was a lot beside me, like 4 acre. And I wanted to buy it off the guy that had it, I was gonna be in, Halfords. We're gonna buy it, and he wouldn't, he held on, wouldn't give us an answer with it. Then he sold it. And now I got a trailer there, and I got this, and they got a septic system in there and everything else, and I, they told me when I moved here that they couldn't build there. Because I come down here and I ask questions when I was buying my place, eh?
Okay,
One more concern, how come they just gravel the middle of the road,
sand in the middle of the.
sand in the middle, just the middle of the road? Why? How come they don't come down the road through both sides? Because now I'm finding out, I come down the road the other day, they sanded it. And it went up around the corner, and I was on my side of the road. Now they're driving up the middle of the road where it's sanded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will assume, because when you're not on the one by plow, if you sand on your way in, you're gonna plow.
But it's quite a wide road to get out there.
But just,
Yeah, listen,
I mean, when you sand on your way in, And some of them, like, I know the trucks will plow then sand on the hill to help them up, right?
Yeah.
But I know sometimes if the road's narrow, they plow their way back out and they plow the sand all back on the road on that side.
Yeah.
I'm only assuming, but.
No,
I know
I watched him today, he went in and sanded on the way in, lifted everything, no sand, no plow, nothing, and drove right out. No, didn't sand on the way out.
We'll address that complaint, your concern to Jordan.
Yeah, cause I called on, a week ago Friday, I said, the road is really bad, cause I almost went in a ditch. And I asked them to come and sand, and that was at noon, and they didn't come until Tuesday to sand that road.
There's one bad hill there on the road, they've had a couple accidents on that hill.
Yeah.
And what I was told, when we talked about that, like years and years ago, before these were coming here, that they would take the hills out. And, you know, so it wouldn't be, you know, they would do the road down road as soon as they got funded. It's been 16 years I've been waiting to get something done on that road, and, you know, and I want to bring that up to you. I'm almost finished.
Okay, well, we'll, again, that'll come up in our budget discussions where we're going.
Okay. And I'll get that information for you,
Okay,
and the cost.
okay. Sounds good.
All right, well, thank you
Okay.
very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate you listening to me.
Okay,
I'm hoping you can help me.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, thank you.
All year round.
okay, we have a resolution for the adoption of the minutes that we, the council, of the corporation of the township of Newfoundland and Dock and Raglan, hereby adopt the minutes of the public council meeting of November 1st, 2023. Regular council meeting of November 1st, 2023, and special council meeting of November 24th, 2023, as presented. Could I get a mover to that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Quad. Is there any comments, concerns, questions about the minutes? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. Okay, so committee and or staff reports. We have a staff report regarding Christmas. That the council of the corporation, the township of Brunel and Dock and Raglan hereby approve the staff report as presented and further direct the clerk treasurer to issue Christmas bonuses as described in the post notices of Christmas hours for residents. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Cottrell. We have a staff report.
Yeah, I can speak to that. Nothing's really changed from last year. There was $50 bonuses given out last year. We're requesting the same. And the hours just reflect any statutory holidays and observing any days off in that aspect. Then again, it goes between Christmas and New Year's.
Staff,
The only day affected would be a waste site on the Tuesday or Boxing Day.
yes,
Everything else would be remaining regular hours.
and if staff don't use vacation, then they do something paid. Okay. Any question, comments, concerns from council?
How do we apply the bonus?
It's
Just to check.
to all staff.
No, I understand that, but is it the same as the tax and warnings?
Yeah. It's not done through.
Okay. So it's-
No, it's not done through.
Yeah, okay, I was just wondering how it was,
Yeah, no.
okay.
Okay, any other comments, questions? No. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes,
Opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution for Canada Summer Jobs Grants. The council for the corporation, the township of Brunel and Dock and Raglan hereby directs staff to proceed with the Canada Summer Jobs application for the purpose of hiring 3 summer students for an 8-week period during the summer of 2024. And to proceed with the Summer Employment Opportunities Program for the purpose of hiring 1 swim instructor and 1 assistant instructor for a 6-week duration. Could I get a mover for that, please? I can move. Moved by Councillor Cottrell, seconded by Councilor Quad. And we have a staff report for that.
So in the past, so we have two different grants here. We got the Canada Summer Jobs. And we've got the Summer Employment Opportunities Program, which used to be the Summer Experience Program, they changed the name of it.
And that was the swim.
That was the swim program that we
Yeah.
used last year. So the Canada Summer Jobs is funded by the government 50% for a 35-hour work week for 6 weeks. In the past, the township has always been in favor of topping it up to, well, paying the other 50% of the wage and topping it up to a 40-week, 8-week program. In the past, we've always applied for 2 students for the roads and 2 for ground maintenance. We've only ever been approved for 1 and 1. So we're proposing that we add a 3rd position to assist at the waste site for a waste attendant during the busy summer months. So we'd be applying for 3 positions instead of 4, but 3 different positions.
Different, yeah.
And then the summer experience program again would be, that's 100% covered in the grant. And that would be for the swim program if we get applicants. And again, we'd like to advertise early like we did last year to ensure.
Earlier, better, yeah.
Well, I know there was one municipality that's already advertised.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
looking for university and people they want.
Well, no, for swim and stuff.
No, I know, but they're looking for those people from university or wherever to get out early, right? You wanna
Yeah.
grab them early.
So, and perhaps if we can't get a swim instructor, we might be able to run a summer camp maybe this year, like kind of keep that in mind that when we find out, perhaps we could do a summer camp at the
If we
arena.
advertise early enough, we might still allow us enough time to implement something else and advertise and
Yeah,
utilize the arena.
okay. Yeah, the person at the waste site, the student would be good too, if our waste site attendant wants to be on vacation too. Either at least have somebody there.
And it's hard at the waste site for him to see everything that's going on all the time when it's so busy in the summer, so it would be an extra set of hands for him.
Yeah.
And a good learning experience for the students as well.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
It's a good idea.
Okay, I will call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Okay, we have a resolution that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Dock and Raglan accept the surplus equipment report as information only. Can we get a mover for that? Councilor Quad, seconded by Councilor Banks. And we have a staff report. Who's going to deliver that?
Unfortunately, Jordan's not with us tonight, but that gives you a rundown of all the income from selling surplus.
It's actually good numbers.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask Jordan, what else can you sell?
Yeah.
It's surprising,
He's
the
done well.
numbers are good, yeah.
He's done well.
we must have gotten rid of almost $100,000 worth of stuff this year, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I know we've done well on stuff that we weren't using, just sitting around.
Yeah,
Good.
no, that's really good.
Do we have any other questions or comments?
No, yeah, he's practically paid for his cat back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's really good, yeah.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Okay, we have a resolution that we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Dock and Raglan, accept the chief building official's report as information only. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Quad. And we have a staff report from Mr. Belmore, Whitmore. Yeah, I was surprised that we had building permits for 8 new homes.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. With a total of 53 permits and over $4 million in construction.
Yeah, no, it's nice, good year.
Yeah.
Nice to see new homes being built.
Yeah.
Yes,
Growth.
okay, so could I call for the vote? All those in favor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution that the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindop and Raglan accept the draft routine maintenance agreement between the township of Addington Highlands and the township of Brunel, Lindop and Raglan for annual maintenance of Ruby Mine Road. Can I get a mover for that, please? I can move. Moved by Councillor Colville, seconded by Councillor Banks. And we have a staff report. I guess in 2013, we had entered into an agreement with Algonquin Highlands at that time to do the winter maintenance on that road. Addington Highlands?
Yeah.
Okay, what did I say? Algonquin, oh no, that's the wrong area. And now we're looking at an agreement for year-round maintenance, which I think probably makes good sense to us. I mean, we drive our grader back there just to grade that road.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. So what's council's comments, questions, concerns?
Well, we have nothing to compare it to. What was the cost before this?
Yeah.
There were
I think
numbers.
there were a cost because it was shared and maintenance. They did it 1 year, we did it 1 year, which was alternator.
And how much was that?
Well, there was never money exchange.
It's kind of just agreements.
Yeah, that we plow it this winter and then they plow it next winter. They're saying that it looks like it'd be an estimated of 93 hours of service
Yeah,
per year to do year-round maintenance on it. And then whatever the total cost would be, we would pay them 50% because 50% would be theirs because it's a boundary road.
Well, the work report, isn't
Yeah.
isn't that the financials in the work report?
that's, yeah,
That's the estimate.
If we were looking at this the other way, we'd use the same numbers based on.
Yeah.
the already-
Yes,
Yeah,
so,
So they're saying the grand total is 8,946.50.
does it include the other one too?
you know, there's two chunks,
Yeah, there was.
Excuse me.
2,000 and.
Yeah,
And there's the other one.
then there's a 21, 28 just below it. Good. So which comes about $10,000.
It's, yeah, it's good.
so we don't buy,
What's that?
we don't buy.
Yeah.
You buy,
And I'm just wondering how that would compare to cost per kilometer compared to our other buildings.
Does somebody have that data?
Hey,
Does someone have that data?
We don't have that data on us right now, no.
Oh, we don't own that far in that road, eh?
400 meters is what.
Yeah,
you're saying.
400 meters, isn't it? How long is that, yeah, how long is that road?
Well, that's as far as it goes, that's as far as maintain.
Oh, okay.
It goes much further, but that's. So,
Oh, is that what it is, private, yeah?
well, we won't get into that because it's actually a concession. But that, we don't, the 400 meters is it, so. Yeah,
And cost per kilometer is one thing too, but we also have to look at the wear and tear on our vehicles getting there with the grader.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long haul up that old hill.
yeah,
I've never been
$5,000
in on that road.
Over years, not a big number, really.
how long is the one we go pregnant? But that's just a while, so,
I'm not sure going for that.
yeah, that's just,
And that's just.
yeah,
That's the one that Jordan gave us the number on, right?
yeah,
Which was
Yeah.
extremely cheap, was a really good price.
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it's a very long section either.
Yeah.
Comparable. Comparable.
Yeah, I would say so.
So what's council's feeling then on accepting this as the draft agreement?
Yeah, because anything beyond normal maintenance, and it's been discussed with you guys.
Right,
Yeah, they were gonna do
Culverts or-
some ditching or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and they actually have included the price and, you know, these rates of.
what's the duration again, sorry, of the agreement? Is this a year over year agreement, like renewed every year or? I forget,
I don't know,
I'm not sure.
the agreement, I think it's to be, you mean how long it will last?
Is it-
Until we terminate, either
Yeah.
party terminates it.
Okay, so it's ongoing until.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure
Well,
they'll probably come back once in a while with
well, normally
Right.
it's something like that, you
a.
you kind of do the handshake every year on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming, right?
So, any more questions, comments, concerns? Okay, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution for correspondence of the Council Corporation of the Township of Brunel and Dr. Ragland hereby accept the correspondence as circulated. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Coyle. And is there anything that council would like pulled out of that list to be dealt with separately?
I didn't have anything.
Nothing jumped out at me.
I think it just basically, it just talks about Metro Land Media Group, does it not?
Which,
Well, it's all.
It's the whole list.
Yeah,
Yeah, one correspondent, 10, 1, right, 2, 10.
yeah, but most of it is for that media corp. It's the way I read it, is it not?
That's just 10-1.
Right,
That's
right,
just-
ten,
that's just-
that's
It's just the one item. Yeah. There's 10 items. 9.
and the county council summary for November is included in there for your
Yes.
information,
Yeah.
yeah. Any other comments or concerns?
Nope.
I'll call for the vote then, all those in favor? Opposed, the motion is carried. Okay, we have a, Rogers Cell Tower on Letterkenny Road. We have Eric Belchamber on the Zoom with us. Good evening, Eric.
Good evening, Marjan.
So, do you have a presentation for us, or?
No, not really. The consultation summary and concurrence request was provided. There were some comments pertaining to the tower. This is a site that you may recall CRINS granted municipal concurrence for months and months and months ago. I think it was a year ago, only to have found that consultation likely did not occur. So concurrence was rescinded by the township. So I've undergone fulsome municipal consultation and notified the appropriate residences. There were some comments indicating that they felt it was too close. There were concerns pertaining to health impacts and property values, both of which are specifically excluded from the consultation process by Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada. The Safety Code 6 analysis was completed for the site, and it indicates that it's essentially 1.5% or so of the allowable threshold, or more than 60 times below the allowable threshold, and everywhere surrounding at the base of the tower and for kilometers and kilometers is safe when it comes to RF exposure and the radio frequency waves going through the air. So this is an important part of the EORN cell gap project. We are seeking concurrence based on having completed municipal consultation. And while we can't please everybody all the time, we feel that this is the best spot for it. And we've gone through significant steps to get to where we are, including soil testing and archaeological assessments based on having already been provided concurrence, only to have it rescinded. I'm available to answer any questions.
Yes. Have you heard from the landowners of the tower, the lands that the fellow has? You have the agreement with to put up the tower?
Have I heard from that individual?
Yes.
No, I have not heard from him. I heard from a neighbor
Yes.
of the tower site, and he expressed opposition based on proximity. But we're compliant with all the regulations. There's nothing objectively wrong from a land use and planning perspective, and we've completed consultation. And as a result, we're seeking concurrence to allow us to proceed with it.
It's my understanding that the landowner has, got solicitor advice and has sent a letter saying that he's not opposed to having it on his land, but he's opposed to that location.
I have not received any communication to that effect. We do have a binding lease agreement in place. We've done soil testing at the location, which meant mobilizing a costly team to do so. The archaeological assessment has been done as well. So from our point of view, the duty to consult requirements, which are normally done after being granted concurrence, which we were, have already been completed. And so while I'm sensitive to the fact that some people may not want to have a tower nearby, these things do have to go somewhere. We did enter into a legally binding agreement with the landowner in good faith, and we expect both parties to live up to their obligations as we are. So what I'm trying to say, Marjan, is that the argument from the public about proximity and safety cannot enter into the decision-making process by council when it comes to whether or not to grant concurrence. Some municipalities that have protocols specifically exclude those, as it is an exclusion by the federal government. It's not Roger saying that it's not part of the process. It's the federal government, because we don't need to relitigate the merits of Safety Code 6 or the safety of these with every single cell tower that we put up.
Why would it be so difficult to move, still be on the same property, but move back farther so you're not close, like in close proximity to the residents?
That's an excellent question. There are a number of very important reasons why. Number one, we have a signed legal lease agreement with the landowner for that part of the property, number one. Number two, we have completed soil testing and archaeological assessments at that location based on having previously been granted concurrence. So we would have to start over again when it comes to spending 5 figures to redeploy those resources when we've already done so in good faith. The only reason why we're going through this process at this point is because the previous company engaged by the municipality through delegated authority to complete consultation didn't do so.
You signed the lease before that happened.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
The lease was signed while all that was happening. Nobody knew about it.
No, the lease was signed well in advance of the municipal consultation that was to have occurred through CRINS. I was on site, the landowner was on site, we had a surveying field crew, electrical contractors, the site was laid out.
When the lease was signed?
I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty hearing you.
He wanted to know if you know the date the lease was signed.
I can find it in a quick heartbeat if you'll just give me a quick moment, please. In late May of 2022.
And when did you send out the package to tell us that this was in progress?
Well,
When
that was,
That's, and therein lies the rub. When
Right.
did we go through CRINS consultation? Well, we would have done that if I look at the CRINS documents. I paid the CRINS invoice back in November of 2022. Consultation was supposed to have occurred. A report was prepared by CRINS. There are a number of very serious issues with respect to. I'm trying to be very careful with what I'm saying here.
yeah, I realize that.
that's,
Consultation was supposed to have occurred. We were under the impression that it did, based on the letter and the recommendation, the land use authority recommendation report that was signed by the municipality, by the township. We then proceeded in good faith on the basis that we were under the impression that we were granted concurrence, only to have the rug pulled out from us when it became clear that consultation didn't occur. And you're not the only township in which these allegations have occurred.
That's true. So.
There are a number of municipalities now that are engaging with us directly to have consultation occur, as it should, in a fulsome and transparent manner. And yes, we've had comments from a couple of adjacent property owners. They're not enthused with the location. They've had an opportunity to comment, but again, from the municipality or township's point of view, and your responsibility is to assess it from a land use and planning perspective and to determine whether or not there's anything objectively wrong with the location that's being proposed. It's not uncommon for us to have objections, that people feel it's too close to them, whether it's 150 meters or 400 meters or a kilometer. Various people have various.
It's less than 50 to me.
So, okay, so Eric, the landowner is saying it's less than 150 to him, so what I'm getting out of this conversation here is that there's some dissatisfaction perhaps with the landowner also. Would it be wise to perhaps, would there any big holdup if we were to say that maybe talk should be had with the landowner?
Well, it's news to me that there's an issue with the landowner.
Me too.
And I don't know what the
I
position
mean,
is.
it's the first I'm hearing that there's any issue.
Well, and that's for me too, like,
Yeah,
I'm
we're all
just,
kind of in the same spot.
we're kind of all caught in the dark here, I know I am too, right?
If I'm,
Yes,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
if I may, this is such an important part of the Eastern Ontario Regional Network Cell Gap project. As you're
Yeah.
like, it's a $300 million triple P. We're approaching the tail end of this. I mean, I've acquired more than 120 of these sites across the province. Some of them have been contentious, some of them haven't been. We generally try to find the least worst possible place to put these, but having to force us to go through the soil testing again, I mean, these are not inexpensive procedures and responsibilities that we have, in addition to the archaeological assessment, which would have to wait until the spring. So it really does put us behind the 8 ball timing wise, and unduly impairs our ability to accomplish the goals of the project and improve service for your constituents. I mean, objectively speaking, we're talking about putting a cell tower in a plot of pasture, off the road by a reasonable setback. We have to be good financial stewards of these public funds. We don't simply have blank checks to build a significantly long access road when it's otherwise not required. So it's a balancing act that I appreciate, but at the same time, in good faith, we've gone through all of the steps, and here we are, and we're seeking concurrence to allow us to proceed with things that we were already under the impression we had.
If you didn't. Because no one was notified.
That's,
We didn't know that either.
No, we didn't know that either.
But 140 meters from my house is too close.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to make a decision.
well, yeah, we'll need to make a,
We'll have to
we have to
discuss it
discuss it
and,
for sure.
yeah.
Well, is there not a motion to grant concurrence on the table?
there was not.
No, there wasn't. But we will discuss it, and if we feel that, you know, we need the resolution, we will do it. Okay?
Can we give Eric a timeline?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't drag this out.
We can't drag it.
No, we're not gonna drag it out.
So,
We'll discuss it tonight,
yeah, for sure.
for sure, okay?
Does that mean I need to stay online to answer any questions from council, or I'm just unclear to the process because this is definitely outside the norm.
I don't know that we would have more questions from
I don't-
Rogers. It's more about our position.
Yeah,
It's really,
Yeah,
I think you've made your position quite clear to me, honestly,
yes,
yeah,
from a legal standpoint and the steps that Rogers went through. I think I definitely understand that.
yes,
From listening to you speak, for
yes,
sure.
yes,
I think it's just, we would need some time to speak as a group.
yes,
That's all we would need, bit of time tonight to talk it over.
okay,
I guess I'll hear from Tammy tomorrow then.
yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, thanks for your time, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
That's something we talk about in closed.
I was just gonna say, I
Yeah, I
think we
think
need
it's
to
a
discuss
close-
this in
yeah,
close
yeah.
because it's about an identifiable individual.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should be discussing it in open.
That's what. I agree with.
May I? Wait. He did send in the delegation request, unfortunately, it was after the deadline.
Yeah.
Would council be in favor of hearing Mr. Jessup before we move on to the next topic? And it's to speak with Mr. Jessup, if council is willing.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've seen your reply to them and we've seen their reply to you, but I guess we'd like to hear from you.
Like I said, the tower is gonna be less than 140 meters from my house. That is way too close.
Yeah, I don't know the exact locations.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where they have it staked out.
I can't believe
Bell Chambers said, I have it on.
we got,
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Open the question.
But it's 143
Yeah,
meters.
I seen that.
Just see that right.
Like, that's too close.
and I can't believe they don't give consideration to residences in this process.
Like,
I
we
find
have
that very difficult.
all kinds of land. Why not? There has to be a suitable spot for it where it doesn't affect it.
Sorry, Dwayne Jessup, response is the one that shows the map. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And like I said, the pictures that they had taken to get the okay from you was taken 300 meters past my driveway. Like, they made it look good. They took the picture from the bell box that's up the road.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the guide wires are probably gonna be touching my fence.
Yeah, that just shows the distance that.
Yeah.
All I can ask council is, if you or me, would you say yes to putting it that close to your house?
Yeah, questions?
I have many,
Like, I know
but this all has went on and like. The only time I found out about it, it was already a done deal almost.
Yeah.
Like, that's not right.
Yeah.
And all the neighbors that are within 400 meters, because I've done a lot of research, they do not recommend a dwelling within 400 meters of a cell tower. And there's 4 of us that it's within 400 meters. There's gotta be a better spot.
I was very bungled up right from the start with prints and everything else, like it was.
But I wonder if that's not by design, to get it shoved
Well,
through.
no, Prince was not associated with anything like that. And they just did great and then they just dropped the ball and they left
Cause
a
like,
whole pile of municipalities hanging in the air.
cause basically by the time I found out there was gonna be a tower put there or a proposal, it was basically a done deal.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have a say. If we would have had a say in the beginning, they probably would have looked for a different spot.
But we were under the impression they did notify everybody.
Yeah.
We didn't know that.
And
We
then
didn't know that.
they went into a binding contract with the landowner, so the landowner knew, it was a legal binding contract with the landowner.
And from what I understood, the landowner doesn't want it there either.
Yeah.
He signed a legal binding
That's the
contract.
problem. He was trying to see what he could do to change it.
Okay, well, we'll discuss it more.
Yep.
Okay,
But like I said, put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah, I know, like, they give you the report as far as, you know, they say 150 meters is enough, right? They give us the reading about the the SC6 study was, he quoted that rate, it's
Yeah.
64 times below the legal limit.
But that's like taking advice from the car salesman without selling your land. Like, we don't know that.
Well, you read so much information sometimes, it's,
I have done a lot of research on this, and like, I don't wanna be within 400 meters of it.
Similar research, unfortunately, is pulling that phone to your head when you talk on.
yeah, and the younger you start, the worse it is, right?
I mean, that's,
I mean, we're all faced with levels of radiation in society, right? I mean, even shortwave radio has
So,
some
yes.
amount of radiation, right? It's a
Pam was really bad, I mean, that's,
ham radio like that, right? Yeah. I mean, the microwave in your house, like you say, the phone, your Wi-Fi in your house, we're all exposed to some lots of radiation, right? So,
But I don't need a 90-meter tower.
No.
Pump it out, standing.
oh, yeah.
And just so council's aware, if we issue a non-concurrent, so the council is not in favor of it, I say can simply overrule it.
And what?
Yeah.
They don't have
The
it.
federal government can just say, well, that was nice, they're gonna do it anyway.
Exactly.
So. We don't have interest.
Well, they're following the best information of the day.
Yeah.
But it's the way they want about it, it wasn't on.
It wasn't, but we didn't know that, and we gave the okay back then.
And as soon as we were made aware of it, we rescinded our concurrence.
Yes.
And
it's unfortunate that our only course of anything is going back after friends, and does nothing for
And
it.
I don't know,
No, I mean, you just get
we
caught.
can't even get in contact with them.
No, I know. It's just giant dollar signs with lawyers. You do that.
So how much on that site do you think they spent already?
Oh, definitely.
the way he
Five
talked, it's.
digit figures.
But
Said five figures. All they did was survey it, and a couple guys dug around there with a shovel for.
Engineers and the studies that they do, but the problem is that stuff is expensive no matter what.
There would be. Okay, well, we'll talk about it and, right? And
If it's get built there, if anybody wants my house, it'll be for sale.
okay. Move to support for firefighter tax credit resolution.
Yep.
I have a resolution that the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Raglan support resolution RC 23265 from the corporation of the municipality of Wawa. Further path the road solution in support of Bill C 310. Can I get a mover for that, please? Councilor Quan, seconded by Councilor Miller. And we have a staff report.
so, fire chief Jordan asked if we could bring this to council, and he's requesting that council send a letter of support to increase the, fire tax credit from 3,000 to 10,000 for the volunteer firefighters, as are a number of other municipalities.
Yeah. I like
Any
it. I like
questions
the
or
idea.
comments from council?
No, I think it's a good idea.
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? The resolution is carried. Okay. We'll move on to the Four Seasons Park request for proposals. And we have a resolution. That council for the corporation of the township of Greenville, Falcon Raglan hereby accept the RFP from Zircon Inc. in the amount of $104,500 plus HST for the Four Seasons Park Fence Sports Court through the Ontario Trillium Foundation grant funding. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Banks. And we have a staff report.
So two bids, we had a mandatory site meet, and we had 4 contractors present. We received 2 RFP submissions. One from MWS Contracting in the amount of $100,500 plus HST, and one from Zurich on in the amount of $104,500 plus HST. Staff has reviewed both submissions in depth using a weighted matrix, decision matrix, and are recommending the council accept the RFP for Zurich. Factors that were considered was the mandatory site meet attendance, the price, RFP requirements, the need, understanding of the needs, any need for clarification, valid WSID coverage, related experience, extra benefits offered, and in good standing with the township. The grant was for in the amount of $104,500. Was within the grant budget.
Was the others submission, were they at the mandatory site meeting?
Yes.
And the reason they weren't chosen for being the lowest, or recommended for being the lowest?
The recommended contractor met all requirements of the tender and provided great detail on what sporting equipment is being received, as well as a detailed list of some contractors and other suppliers.
And that was
In
it.
comparison to the other one, did not supply the sporting equipment specs as was discussed at the mandatory site meeting to be included.
Okay. Mhm. Well, Sercom will do a good job, that we know. And it's slated to be finished.
By the beginning of July, because we would like to do a grand opening at the anniversary.
Okay.
With the press and the media.
Sorry, Linda's my ears. I got a cochlear ear implant, but I still haven't been able to say. I did not realize it was that amount of money when we did our vote.
That's what we
Yeah.
requested, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
Oh, did not realize.
Prices have went up.
And we got the grant.
Yeah.
So they plan on starting first thing in the spring then?
When the weather permits,
Yeah.
you need warm enough weather for asphalt paving,
Pardon?
you need warm enough weather for asphalt.
Yeah.
And then have to put
It's
supposed to be done
now,
for your pregnant.
Oh, for
Yeah,
our anniversary,
yeah.
it's our 40th anniversary. So I would like to get lots of snow and ice for our 4th month, so we'll need that extra cash to really make our anniversary big this year.
The plan is to do the grand opening at your anniversary.
Pardon?
The plan is to do the grand opening at your anniversary. Yeah, I'll take care of all that.
Yeah.
Now, is Sarah Collin?
Yes.
Are they gonna be doing the job then?
Yes.
Well, we're gonna wait till
Because
it
there was-
passes,
Yeah. Pardon?
if council passes it,
Oh,
we're getting there.
well, they're at very favorable.
Yeah.
With the home, I like to see keep our money in our community.
Yeah.
And help our
Yeah.
people out in our community.
So does council have any other questions or?
No. Zircon did, you said, they did provide the specs of what they're gonna
Yes.
put in, yeah, okay. No more questions from me.
Okay. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? The motion is carried.
Did we do a mover and seconder for that?
I believe we
Yes,
did. Yes, Councillor Miller and we. Yes.
So we can go home now?
Yes.
Good. Wait, now we gotta wait, then we'll bring up for spring, right?
Yeah. I better not, life goes by fast
Yeah.
enough, I better not.
Yeah.
say that.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys did all the hard work.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks, sir.
Are you thinking, fishing game, Christmas dinner or anything? No,
Not till January.
Okay. Let me know when something's going on, eh?
Okay, we have a resolution, the council for the corporation of the township of Root Island, Dock and Raglan hereby accept the quote from Gallagher Benefits Services Group Inc. in the amount of $23,900 plus HSD for the purpose of completing a compensation and pay equity review, and further that the expense be included in the 2024 budget. So, I need a mover for that. I can move by Councillor Copwell, seconded by Councillor Quad. We have a staff report.
Okay, so requests for quotation were sent to 4 companies to provide services for compensation and pay equity study. 2 quotations were received, one from Gallagher Benefit Services Group Inc. in the amount of $23,900 plus HST, and one from the Delphi Group in the amount of $23,050 plus HST. Both submissions have been reviewed, and staff is recommending the council accept the quotation from Gallagher Benefit Services Group Inc. based on the assignments being provided and the timelines to complete the review.
Yeah, and I looked at the 2 of them too, the Gallagher Benefit Services one looked better, like it had more information and that in it, I think they would do the better job for their little bit of money. Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
Yeah, and they just have a list of other
Yeah,
municipalities in down there.
yes,
Yep.
they've done,
They have a track record.
Yeah, exactly.
yes. I think we'd be more,
Yeah, I'd be in agreement.
yeah. Okay, we'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution for the financial reports. That we, the council of the corporation, the township of Root Island, Dock and Raglan, accept the year-to-date budget variance and the monthly expenses summary as presented. Did I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Keller. And we have the reports attached. Any questions or comments from council?
No, we always talk about planning and development.
Yeah, that's because we pay expenses and it shows in that account, but then the revenues we collect for it shows in a different account. So they cancel each out in the.
Yeah,
It's
so-
completely cost recovered, it all depends how many zoning amendments, how
Yeah.
much otherwise, all that stuff. We get billed, we recoup the money, it's an even, in it.
Yeah.
It just shows up here and it looks funny.
Right.
If we did it as a department, could we have it both like the revenue and the expense in the same department and then it would wash?
That's something we can do.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't stick out like a sore thumb. If we did it that way, then it would be,
From the one we have everything in one spot.
Yeah. It looks good though, we're doing very well. We don't have anything sticking out
No.
other than that one, that's okay.
Looks good.
So there's any more comments, questions? Okay, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Did I miss your report, Virginia?
Yeah, that's right, I didn't know.
I do
Yeah,
have anything.
okay, I didn't want to bring it up.
Okay, I was just thinking of it now, and I missed that up there.
November was a quiet month.
Well, that's-
Everybody was good.
Yeah.
okay, we have a resolution for shoreline allowance. Bylaw. The resolution reads that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan hereby adopt bylaw number 2023-46, being a bylaw to provide for the closing and stopping up of part of the original allowance for road along the shore of Laurel Lake, lying in front of Park Lot 8 in Section 9 in the geographic township of Brunel, and for the transfer thereof to the owner of the abutting land, having been read a third time and finally passed. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Collins, seconded by Councilor Quad. Any comments, questions? Call for the vote, all those in favor?
Yeah.
And opposed? The motion is carried. And we have another one for a road closing, shoreline road loan closure, not shoreline? Okay. Okay. The resolution reads that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan hereby adopt bylaw number 2023-49 being a bylaw to provide for the closing and stopping up a part of a road fronting lot 28 concession 10. Reference plan 49R9057 being part of a road fronting lot 28 concession 10 being part 3 plan 49R9057 township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan, having been read a third time and finally passed. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Caldwell, seconded by Councilor Banks. Any comments or questions on that?
No.
I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, the motion is carried. We have a resolution for the development agreement with 12. Resolution reads that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan hereby adopt bylaw number 2023-55. Being a bylaw to authorize the entering into a development agreement between the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan and Gerald Douglas Tweddle having been introduced and read the first, second, and third time and finally passed. Can I get a mover for that, please? Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Quad. Any comments or questions on that?
No.
Yeah, I see they got covered the replacing the vegetation and also that little, could do a fence in that, so that's.
Originally, this was supposed to come to the last meeting, but we were waiting on comments from the Ontario.
Okay.
It took a bit to get those back, and then our solicitor revised it to incorporate all their changes, and that's what we've got there.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, any other questions? No. I'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed, the motion is carried. Okay. We have a resolution that we, the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan, go into the closed session pursuant to the Municipal Act 2021, Section 239(3), for the purposes of one item under subsection B, personal matter about an identifiable individual, 3 items under subsection D, labor relations or employee negotiations, and 1 item under subsection E, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board. Could I get a mover for that, please? Oh, everybody. Counselor Claude, seconded by Counselor Banks. Any questions or comments? We'll call from the vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, welcome back to our open meeting. We have a resolution that council comes out of the close at 8:58 p.m. Can I get a mover for that, please? I can move. A seconder, Councilor Hopper and Councilor Claude. And everyone in favor?
Yeah.
Motion is carried. In closed session, council discussed 2 items regarding personal matters of an identifiable individual, 3 items regarding labor relations or employee negotiations, and 1 item that was regarding litigation or potential litigation. We have a resolution from close. That council for the corporation, the township of Green Mountain, Dock and Raglan directs staff to issue a formal letter of concurrence to Rogers with a copy to ISED in order to permit Rogers to move forward with the installation of the proposed wireless communication site at 1269 Letterkenny Road. Rogers has fulfilled all the requirements under ISED's default protocol under CPC 2-03 as they pertain to the proposed location. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Banks, seconded by Councilor Keller. Any questions, comments?
No.
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution for confirmatory bylaw that we, the council, for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Dock and Raglan hereby adopts bylaw 2023-56, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the December 6th, 2023 regular meeting of council, having been introduced and read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Hopper. Any comments or questions? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We have a resolution that this meeting adjourns at 9 p.m. Can I get a mover for it? Councilor Rose.